Thank you very much for your contribution today. Also, we are happy to see you on screen. And I hope you are well also. There's, I think, 2 or 3 time difference between Turkey and India.
Yes, 2 hours.
Right. Okay. Although you have entered the summer period, but the weather is in Eskişehir still warm and rainy. Please send some hot air from your country, but not more than 30 centigrade degrees. Otherwise, it's so much for us. As you know, dear friends, Metaverse has been a very popular issue since Zuckerberg's announcement in October 2021. From the entertainment industry to education, many presentations were made and articles and books were published. I don't think such a popular topic has been discussed until now. As my opinion, the main reason why it is a popular topic is that it is based on virtual reality. Another aspect that it moves us into the internet instead of being on the internet in the future. In fact, science fiction novels and science fiction movies have been preparing us for the metaverse for years, but mostly we read these novels and watch movies for entertainment purposes. We must not forget that science fiction gives
Sorry, Professor Kesim.
Yeah.
Professor Kesim. Sorry.
His audio is coming well.
Is there any problem?
Is there any issue? I can hear very well. And I think
A microphone is open. Ramesh, could you please turn off your microphone? There is an echo. There is an echo. Okay. Now, sorry, and you can continue, please.
Which steps, at the beginning or now, from last one? Nereden başlayayım? Baştan mı yoksa sondan mı? Nasıl oldu? Anlamadım.
İlerleyebilirsiniz hocam.
Okay. In fact, science fiction novels and science fiction movies have been preparing us for the metaverse for years, but mostly we read these novels and watch movies for entertainment purposes. We must not forget that science fiction gives us the latest information about the future. For this reason, science fiction has to be an integral part of our education system. Okay, now I leave the screen to make your valuable speech, Mr. Sharma. Please.
Okay, thank you, Professor Kesim. And I will share my screen. Okay, my purpose is that in addition to my presentation, I'll demonstrate 2 of the important platforms. One is this Metaverse software, and I will request Dr. Serap or Dr. Serpil, because if anybody who is using computer to log in at that time so that we can see that how Metaverse is. One is this software and another is this one, which is very important and easy to use it. But first of all, let us see, go ahead with our presentation. So the title is that we want to see that what are the promises, fears, and hitchhiking the education which have been arisen due to the emergence of Metaverse. But before that, I wish to congratulate all of you, in fact, including me, because I consider me as a part of Anadolu University. I have many of you as my great friends from Anadolu University in Turkey. So congratulations to all of us for the 40th anniversary of the open education system at Anadolu University. In fact, like when I was director of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Anadolu University also is famous as one of the mega open university of the world. So really, this is a very high achievement of the university that such a big reputation has been achieved over 4 decades of open education system. The quality of research which is coming out, the quality of faculty, it is really worth appreciating from there. So about Metaverse, some people get confused because those of you who are not aware about the background history of it, they think that it is Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, that since he announced that he is going to change the name of his company from Facebook to Meta and those things. So it's in the first instance where we have found the mention of Metaverse was in this novel, Snow Crash, which was written by Neil Stephenson in 1992. And there, if you see on the screen here, he is thinking of some sort of a parallel universe in which the hero is, transporting himself from there. And if we see the kind of emergence which has over, say, like simple kind of games like Mario, we have played from the simple Nintendo kind of, gadgets up to the tablet and other devices. And not only that, if we see the transgression of the kind of graphic capability increasing, these 2 games which have been very, very popular, one is Doom. So on the top, you see the initial version of that, which came in 1993, and the kind of graphics in the version 2020 for that, and similarly Tomb Raider. So initially, so you can make out that the software is taking us more towards the reality side. The graphics, the power, it has increased, and that has arisen due to sophisticated software as well as the high kind of graphic capability of the hardware and those means within, and particularly the emergence of internet. We will see that how internet has impacted into it. But first of all, let us ponder about it, that how many kind of worlds do we live in? And means there is one real world, and then we think that it is a virtual world. This is a research by Dr. Kish, in which she proposed that there are 3 kind of worlds in which we live: the real world, as such our physical world, and then the digital world, the kind of 2D web or internet, and the virtual world, which is more popularly after the emergence of blockchain, we are calling it as Web3, and those kind the capabilities it has. So what we see is the emergence of certain kind of other universes, and that has been made popular and possible with this one World of the Warcraft online game. So it is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Much of the research has been done on that. And then we had Intraverses, which is basically a corporate kind of a virtual world. And then the one of the beautiful example of Paraverse, like Google Earth. So, we can teleport to any part of the world using Google Earth. We can see the places from there. So, and similarly, Metaverse, which is primarily instituted as a kind of a gaming platform, but nowadays it is being used for almost all kind of activities which we do. So the question arises that what is a virtual world? Basically, the virtual world, when we say that it is a computer-based system generation, and here we, in the role of avatar as a 3D virtual environment, we take part into it and communicate like we have been participating in the real life with that. So that goes into there. There are some examples of that, like this is Chilgo headquarters. It is a space where every year, and I invite you next year to participate in this. This is, we conduct it in Second Life. all the presentations are made there. This is me in the center sitting on the chair, and on the right you can see in the corner on the wall there are other participants display where the presentations etc. they are shared. This is another application, Verbella, and here also we can create our ID and an avatar, and then we can visit places, institutions, etc. That can go something like that. So these virtual worlds, they are very helpful to us in establishing social learning, has its pedagogical implications, enhances the social networking. These are the live images which we have taken from our work we have been doing for that. And this is our association, the Virtual World Education Asia, in which we have our contributors from various countries, like you see from Indonesia, we have from America, from Japan. The Hajime on the left most is from Japan. So these are our avatars into it. So, and all these things, they have been made possible due to the emergence of various softwares and various platforms, and particularly we can divide them into Ethereum based and non-Ethereum based. So like Sandbox is there, Nemesis is there, Pantherium is there, Musicverse is there, Genesis is there. We will see the example of a special platform and like that. So these things, they have changed the scenario to a much bigger way from that, and this has become made possible that from the text-based MUD, we call them as the multi-user dungeon, to the fully graphical massive locales where the participants, they keep on interacting with each other. And not only that, even the traditional kind of games, they have gone blockchain-based games from there. So let us see some of the examples that which allow us, and as a metaverse there. Second Life has been one of the most popular. This was created by Linden Labs in 2003. And after staying into the market, into the portfolio, then somehow the popularity decreased and people forgot about it. But just for the past few years, the people, the creator of this, they have revived it with some new functionalities, and it is coming up very, becoming popular again. This is Active Worlds. This is online verse, or in short, we call them as onverse. This is for dating and social networking among themselves, like Twinity. This is Small Worlds for kids. Caneva is created by a company based in Georgia, United States, by Coloss and Frame. This is open source example of this OpenSim. In short, we call it as OpenSim, the Open Simulator, which is open source, so that can be tried as an example of if we want to establish a metaverse for our own system for there. So let's have a quick overview that how from the normal Web 1, and then we have come now to three-dimensional situations from there. Initially, in the earlier beginning, when there were monochrome computers, so it was mostly the text-based thing. So as you can see that around 1978, MUD, multi-user dungeons, the normal kind of plain kind of games, they were created. But then as the technology progressed, the important machines, the institutions also, they started coming on board. Like NASA had its presence in the virtual environment in 1985, and the simulators and other things, they came up. And it was in the early 90s that the World Wide Web was invented by some Tim Berners-Lee, and it was Joran Lanier of VPL in 1986 who coined this term virtual reality. So from there, these things, they're there. He is Sir Tim Berners-Lee, and we are thankful to him that he never patented World Wide Web. Otherwise, we would have been paying it. It would have become a commercial activity. And very recently, just I think a few weeks ago, in one of his interviews, he has expressed his opinion about the so-called Web3 and the people when they talk about the transparency of the web, when talking about the blockchain and other things also. So he's trying to protect that what was created for the common people, how they can keep control of that. The major changes came when this movie was released in 1999 about Matrix, and so far you must have seen the 3 instances, and very recently just the 4th installment has also been released of the Matrix, but somehow people have not been so much enthusiastic about it. They, in a way, the reviews are disappointing about the 4th. But the point here is that that was the movie which promoted the kind of the other kind of world, or the parallel world, the metaverse, etc. In that how the things they can be in the future. And then came Second Life, which was created by Linden Labs as a Linden World, and then things were getting changed. Now they called it as residents, who were the users, having some avatar from there, and then doing all kind of activities which the people they do in real life. So that was a game changer when we were introduced to the World of Warcraft, which came in, and it was the hugely popular, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, and still it is one of the dominating thing around the world. So we know about this Horizon report. I was also an expert in this from India, representing this part of the world. And now for the past 2-3 years, our good friend, Dr. Aras Bojkurt, he is contributing to the Horizon report. Initially, it was published by New Media Consortium, but now EduCause has taken it back. And in this report is very important for education technologists and educationists as such. They try to identify the 6 kind of emerging technologies which will impact higher education. Although they analyze library, impact on library, impact on K-12 sector, etc. Those things also there. The recent report has highlighted that the extended reality technologies, which is a mix of augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and haptic technologies, etc. They are, going to be integrated into the educational field to a very larger scale from there. So this is the Virtual World Education Roundtable meeting, which is held every year, and people gather into it and discuss about the topics of interest. This is another live screenshot of our work from Indonesia as a means of enhancing social learning. So at the back, you see the author is describing the books implemented there. Then this is the Natural History Museum of Vienna on giving information to the students about the prehistoric species. I am a part of this project, Saujauda Bahia Theater, which is in Bahia, Salvador. And this theater existed, you see in the upper side, the real photograph of that theater, which got burned down somewhere 200 years ago, and physically doesn't exist anymore. But then we created a virtual museum application of it. And that is the entry on Wikipedia also about it. So now the people, they can visit it, and then they can experience the kind of cultural activities through this. You see these blue color arrows, that how the cultural activities they were being performed at that time. So the students, they can understand about carbon dating. Teachers, they can teleport them to any place within few seconds. And this became so much popular now, these kind of virtual worlds, that many important organizations like this United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric NOAA, they have their presence on virtual world. This is to carry out oceanographic studies. You study science, like this is in the University of Leicester in United Kingdom. And the activity, it's a complete set of around 3 hours where the students, they carry out those experiments which are expensive, difficult to carry out in real life. So that is there. This is another virtual genealogical society to talk about DNA. And not only that, students can create interactive books also using these platforms from there. We have examples from the field of literature as well. Means here you can read the details about it. This is the page from Stanford University. This is University of the West of England. This is the Isles of Kenya. Just a minute. There is this. Let me shift it somewhere there. And then Bunny Isles for Kenya. Then this is Indiana University Second Life Campus. This is Virtual University of Edinburgh. This is University of Delaware. Then NASA in Second Life. So you see the acceptance and the real use by so many institutions which are famous for that. And this is a research by Sampson, where they conducted the research and found that these kind of virtual worlds, they are very good, certain successful case studies, like replicating the real life scenarios that are difficult to conduct in real life. So like managing incidents, accident investigation, or the code-based scenarios for law students, that is there. Then if we have something which involves procedural learning into it, so practicing methodology, particularly like for health sciences topics there. And not only that, exploring the digital identity, it helps quite a lot in that for the students there. So these kind of scenarios, they are created into it. This is a study by Loyalist College, and this is quite interesting study that about the border security force, means the real guards patrolling on the US-Canadian border. The training was given to them, and they found that they were able to develop critical skills using these kind of metaverses, the kind of virtual worlds from there. And then everybody knows about Dr. Tony Bates, one of the prominent educational technology experts, and he regularly writes on his website about the matters pertaining to education technology. And in one of his writings, he stressed that these have been very, very successful in education because the students identify with the character and the situations, and they become active participants on the events on the screen. And the learning from these experiences, it is integrated into the real life applications. So that's an interesting thing. And similarly, when the study was conducted at Loyalist College, the students reported that these kind of experiences, it enhanced the learning of the content. They developed more confidence. Their observational skills, they were increased, and their competence to respond to a critical situation was much more improved from there. So, and there's there. Then there are some other researches, and I hope that if we have some research students participating in this event now, you can have some research idea from here. Like Dr. Rudman found that there are these 4 areas where these virtual worlds, they can be of very much value in teaching and learning, like investigating the learning from field trips, mediated environments, interaction with that content, the peer interaction something, or maintaining anonymity, because you can assume any avatar and can hide your real identity, and the people, they feel relaxed in communicating with them. But then it is not that everything works in these metaverses or in virtual worlds. There are few things which doesn't work, like these kind of virtual chalk and talk, not able to replace, because it's merely that lecture for the students at a distance. So these kind of immersions, they do not add further value beyond making it as a more accessible technology. So that has been found by Claire Sensen. And then it becomes little challenging when we have unplanned open-ended activities. Like there is one, the reflection by a student who says that I just went into Second Life, wandered around here, there, and I did not know what to do there. And the clarity was not there. But maybe that can be a reason for a poor instructional design, or the learning design, or the learning scenario which was created by the teacher into that. So Mark Childs identified the pedagogical approaches which can be researched by our research scholars here, like associative pedagogy, which is for transmitting information using these medium, then problem solving skills as a cognitive development, then forming ideas through discussion, which is a type of social constructivism, and connectivism, like the emerging of the interaction between various peer group. So the most successful case studies which fit into this cognitive or social constructive, and therefore we are able to use well-defined context or situations for that. And that's why these game-based scenarios, because the game-based learning is, even very recently, the government of India has approved the national education policy. And in that, the government of India has also recommended a heavy use of game-based learning to enhance the learning attainment of the students. So we can see it. And now there are certain recent developments in this field, like the Second Life creator. They have used now blockchain technology to enhance the VR gaming experience. They are coming up with sensors, body motions, 3D audio, like that, to give a real kind of immersive feeling to the users into that. This is another popular Decentraland. We can visit the website and can create our own means island or the space in there where. So we can create, we can explore, and we can have trade in that. Decentraland is one of the prominent platforms. Then we have crypto voxels, where this is based on Ethereum blockchain. So users can buy land, build stores, art galleries with the help of various editing tools. We have templates for avatars and voice chats, etc., for communication purposes. Then this is Somnium Space. Again, another platform for Metaverse, where we can create our scenarios. The Facebook also announced that Facebook Horizon is coming up, and where you can work as a team player into it. There is an interesting thing which you note in these experiments, in that in some of the virtual worlds, the people, the residents, you will see them in full body, but in some of them you will see only the upper thorax up, like in the second photograph here. So this is quite interesting technological reason behind that. There's this is there. What happens that when you use, and the metaverse experiences, they have to be for that we need head-mounted devices, HMD, and they say that there are two factors. For picking up something, we need certain controllers. So we have hand sensors with us, but at present there are no leg sensors which we can put on our legs. And if we bend to see our legs, then the distortion may be difficult. So that's why these platforms, if they show only the thorax up, the human body in which the lower body is missing, that is the reason that the sensors, they are yet to be developed. Because if you are walking, then that can disorient the, so that's why. Not only that, even the concerts, they are, they say that the future of concert is also virtual. And very recently, there is a festival of color in India, and many people, they celebrated the festival of colors, Holi, in the virtual world from there. So these are also on the rise from there. The educational conventions, they are being managed in virtual reality platforms. And this is social VR company. They are planning to bring out their own currency, virtual reality currency. It is different from those kind of cryptocurrencies. It is a type short of that, where the people, they can use them for use. This is a quick demonstration of Verbella. I'll just show you a very quick demonstration of that. So you create your avatar, and then you walk around the spaces. You can go into a meeting hall where you will meet different people. You can talk to them. You can share your content, share your material, and there are objects which we can use. You can them and work accordingly on them. So this is Verbella, and then this brings us to a glimpse into the future of work as Metaverse. Now, the Metaverse is already here using this virtual reality, virtual world platforms with us, like Minecraft, which has been a very popular game for us. And it has millions and billions of users and a very big economy because a lot of things are there. But then there are few things. This is another platform, Second Life. And let me show it to you. You can, fly, you can walk, you can run, and there are many, you can create your islands where we project, we share our things. So I think, oh, there is voice. Perhaps you may not hear because perhaps I did not click. Anyway, and then my audio is so here. This is the thing in which let me just little fast forward it. This is music coming from the background. So you go and share the cultural aspect between Africa and India. And so this brings us to Metaverse. And Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic Games, defines that a Metaverse can be defined as a real-time 3D social medium where we can create and engage in shared experiences as equal participant in an economy with social impact that is there. So the change is from Web 2, which is a stage of read-write web, in which Wikipedia came and the social media emerged, to shifting to the Web 3 stage now, which is decentralized, interconnected, blockchain-enabled, and other things which are going using into that. So it has brought a shift. Shift means that now, from the role of storytelling, we are story making. From the role of spokespeople, we have become virtual human now. From going to consumer, now we are talking to avatar from there. So these kind of things, they have, made the shift from there. And then what it brings to us, that with the help of avatar, based on our online identity, our interest, our habits. So these have become our user ID. Like I am RCS Darwin. So half of the name I select, half of the name software gives me. So Darwin is given by the Second Life to me, and I am RCS, my name Ramesh Sharma, RCS Darwin. That is my virtual identity in Second Life. So that way we assume our identities. And these things now they are, a sort of a next generation of media revolution. This is a quite important website from where we can, search the around, you see, more than 500,000 free 3D models, which are published under Creative Commons licenses. So we can use these already created by the community members and use them in our metaverse or virtual reality settings from there. The website is known as sketchup.com, and there. Now, let us have a look about what kind of software and hardware is needed to create a metaverse. So these are the kind of hardware, the VR sets which we use, from the cheapest one as the Google Cardboard up to the expensive one, HTC Vive. And in terms of, okay, I'll go with the software next. And these are the things that what kind of interface we are creating. So for auditory, we have 3D sound generation to manipulate the sound simulation. For vision, we have HMD, so which will be taking control of visual simulation. Then for haptic means we have certain sensors. If you are to operate something, lift some object, click on something, type something on the screen. So for physical simulation, you have trackers, you have sensors, and the kind of natural language processing, and NLP as the speech recognition, speech synthesis, and speech interpretation from there. And then there are certain other roles also. All these things together, we combined them and then create a platform for there. These have been with us for quite a time. We consider that it was Evan Sutherland which created the first in 1968 the headset, and then in the 90s augmented reality came by Caudell, a Boeing researcher who created this term of virtual reality. And then we have shifted from augmented reality to web, and then nowadays even our devices, our mobile phone. I can show you a simple experiment of doing it, how the augmented reality, where we have a virtual layer over a physical layer conducted. After this presentation, we will do a quick experiment of that. So these are some of the developments. I think I will share the presentation, so you can go from there. Now, this is how the things they look like to a user who puts these head-mounted devices as the 2D or 3D. So the difference is that in these things, we have three kind of situations. Non-immersive, which is normal, non-immersive, then semi-immersive, in which we feel partially immersed, and fully immersive, in which there is cave wall, CAVE, which is computer aided virtual environment, CAVE, cave walls. So your whole room will be big computer display screens, and then there will be the AI enabled 3D surround sound. So we feel like that, oh, okay, I'm in the ocean surrounded by the marine life altogether, something, those kind of things. And for movement, we need certain sensors which are placed with the hands or a particular part of body from there. And with the help of these controllers, we control the objects. So like here, you see the user is putting injection into the patient. And this is how the system is set up. You have controllers in your hand, the head-mounted device to see the immersive experiment, which is connected to the machine, and the output can be seen on the monitor for the others to know that what the user is seeing from there. So this is simple one, the Google Cardboard, the improved version of this, in which we put our mobile phone. This is by Samsung, and it's controller with their. This is Oculus Quest. This is HTC Vive. This is again Sony PlayStation VR. This is by Hewlett Packard. This is Oculus Rift. This is Vive, which is quite advanced. It says that it has a 6 degree of freedom for greater freedom of movement. You know, normally the 6 degree of freedom is that normally we like X, Y, and Z. There are 3 planes, X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. but then there is in 6 degree of freedom, then the intermixing. So it's like complete in the quantum state. We can think of the things in any direction as in the real life. And then 6 camera sensors which capture the things from all around. So this is OVO, and this is, then these things they have made, there are many popular games also about the extended reality, in which the user, you have your mobile phone, and then with the help of that, there are certain markers hidden into it, and then you focus your camera, and then it will display that project from there. So a sort of an overlay of the virtual product over a real physical product from there. This is a basic framework for creating a metaverse, which was suggested by Huang and Chen, that how with the help of decentralized technologies, shared communications, we, with the help of AI-enabled things, they create a kind of a virtual life in metaverse from there. To create that, we need these things: a physical world, and then a replication of that as digital twin. Digital twin is a replica of the original one, like that, and then creating a metaverse. So this is an example of which is a virtual replica of an object, such that its life cycle, it is complete with the help of user simulations. Then we can observe the behavior of that. So there are certain visual virtual self examples of that which is there. And there are certain websites like readyplayer.me. You can go to this website and can create your own avatar. This is for creating the avatars. That's interesting. And then this is special.io. So to create an avatar, so you can assume anything. Just use your own imagination. We will see this website do an experiment with us. So these are the things which are required for as a technology backbone. So we have one ecosystem, we have one technology, and combined together, the metaverse is created with the help of user interactivity, extended reality, computer vision, AI, robotics, etc. And then you have avatars, virtual economy, security, acceptability, trust, accountability, all these things, they together, they fit into the framework for metaverse. There are various tools from the simple text-based up to the virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, etc. These are some of the tools which you can explore on how, when you creating a metaverse or using a metaverse, how it makes them a good one. User interactivity is an important concept into it, and that goes with the help of audio or haptics or muscle force feedback, etc. With the help of sensors, which we capture that feedback into there. And then there are on-body interaction techniques. Then you pick up an object in the virtual space and change its position, something there form. And then this is ubiquitous interface and interaction. You see in the screen that the user is like picking up a PDF document and putting it into the space, and then you open it, read it from there, those kind of things. There are certain challenges of current metaverse. At present, the kind of technology which we have is that, first thing is that the HMDs, they are bulky, and then user can feel uncomfort over a long time. And not only that, wearing them after a certain time, because you can't, if you are not accustomed to that, you may feel little dizziness or something because of constantly, it is covered and you see it there. So at present, as Professor Kasim in his remarks, indicating
அங்க ஸ்கூல் விட்டுருங்க அது கொடுத்தாச்சு இங்க இருந்து 8 போனது அங்க வச்சாச்சு இது யார் வச்சான்னு தெரியல ஒன்னுதான் போயிருந்தது அங்க வச்சிருப்பாங்க.
Rajendra, can you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. So there is these things. Then currently the devices, the kind of graphic capability, it depends much more on that, because it's a game. means it's the visual representation which is there. So these things, and these are good for for research. This has impact on almost all these things. Whatever you can think that in metaverse, everything has its impact. And then if we see learning and teaching, so if example, Microsoft Team VR fundamental features, they create 3D realistic avatar using user selfie. I will show you. I have created my user selfie in which my real photograph is there, and extended screen to real world, and where our hands are the mouse. So with our hands, we move the objects from there, like scribble an idea on a word just with the touch of our hand, and organized and present our thoughts from there. Not only that, even including into the music. So it is meta creation, music, MUME. Then in engineering, robotics, lot of things are there. In fact, it is one of the field where it is more in use, because expensive things, dangerous things like that, so better suited for those situations. There are certain drivers for that. Rise of the streaming, means nowadays, bandwidth has increased. Then rise in the online social multiplayer platforms, the gaming industry, decentralized platforms, 5G is coming, visualization of software, those things they haven't. So all these are the drivers behind the metaverse. That's why Facebook thought that, oh, okay, things are here and let's move from there. So what will be the norm for the next generation education? We will be focusing more on UX and UI. UX stands for user experience, UI stands for user interface. Both these things. User interface is that how easily you can use an application. And experience means how comfortable, how satisfied I am with a particular application. And then the content. Content nowadays, it is powered by AI. So we have no coding tools, no programming is required from there. And the AI is generating content. There are already some softwares. Grammarly is already there, which is AI powered. It helps us in maintaining the good grammar for our text and something. So there are many other there. Then platforms, they are supporting it. Metaverse as a platform, the delivery model has been there. And then the mixed reality cloud native applications are supported with the help of hardwares. So there is an increasing amount. Initially, it was more of gaming, but nowadays, non-gaming activities, they are happening around us, like graduation ceremony. For the past 2 years, due to lockdown, due to COVID all around the world, no physical class was being held, and many institutions, they had their graduation ceremonies in the cloud, in the metaverse, like that. So those things. You have artificial intelligence assisted user generated content. We have improving the augmented reality glasses, the lenses, which shows us those things. Like once upon a time, there was a Google Glass, and then it came and disappeared. Now another version of Google Glass has come up. So we have digital, persistent digital identities. We have dynamic AI avatars. We have rapid auto generation of maps, worlds, because if you teleport, it has to be created immediately into the open world. So it is real-time creation, real-time simulation or visualization, because the digital human beings, they need to look like hyper-realistic, adapting to real-time situations from there. So what is this coming up? An example of metaverse in health sciences. So you see the brain, and we can separate the brain components and see what you want to touch. If you want to build something, you want to operate something, there you want to cut a particular section. So you take it to something and put it there. So that's good. Then let us see that how we can create metaverse experiences. And this is special. I'll log into that. I will show it to you. You can note down this website. Do you recognize? I hope everyone knows about it. I created it during daytime. The page for actually, there was no time for me to create a 3D platform for that. So I just took the gate, and then this is me in the center of entering the gate of the Anadolu University. This is in Metaverse from there. And then there is another website. This is Roblox, where you can create your own Metaverse, ROBLOX, roblox.com. This is another website. And then this is Decentraland, which we showed it to you. And then this one is MetaHero, METAHERO, MetaHero. Gaming, fashion, medicine, NFT, social media, AR, VR, that is a big use by them. Okay. And then we have this Metaverse software, which can be used for there. So let me change my screen and show to you okay, I think, okay, let me do it this way. So here, okay, so there is share screen. This one is there, share. So this is the website. If someone of you, Dr. Serap or Dr. Serpil, if you can go to this website, special.io, and create your ID into it, just log in. It's a free login. And then we can meet into the Metaverse. So I have already my login, so I'm logging in. So it is asking that how you want to log in, using your Google or Apple or Microsoft, or using your email. So I will use my email. It is asking me. So this is RCS. Sorry. And then password. So this is here, the places which we can visit and we can create. If someone can log in, then please let me know. I'll share my location and we can meet from there. And then we can create our own spaces also. Like these are the spaces. Let me see which one I created. I think, yes, this one I created during daytime. That is my name, Bajrangbali, which is a popular name for Lord Hanuman, the elephant god, not elephant god, but the monkey god there. And it is just loading in. So what we need is we need to create a 3D. So what I did, I went to the web, took a photograph of the gate of the university as JPG, converted that JPG into a 3D model, and then from that 3D model, I put it into the Metaverse from there. So, okay, this is just a minute. So, okay, here it is, and I'll be. So this is me appearing and walking in the Metaverse. You can see, you can move around anywhere. And if you see, okay. Because it is converted JPG into 3D. So that's why you see it like this. So here, this is me standing. I can move my avatar from any place And means when I have more time, we can create a create a 3D model of our university and can make the people walk around it. So this is one platform. It is spatial.io. Many things can be done. And okay, it is here to share. This is the share the location. So I copy it. And where is the chat? Here is the chat. And if when you click on it, if you have your ID, you can come and meet me at the gate of Anadolu University. That's as simple as that. Okay. Here it is. So this is connecting to voice channel. Yes, I can see. Very good. Let us see. You are here. You can change your avatar. Oh, one more friend is here. And we can talk using this microphone here. It will allow. Okay. And here we can turn on our camera like that, and we can talk. And by clicking on this icon in the right, we can change our look. So this is me. You can see it took my photograph of the face and added other things. So from here I can customize my avatar and save it from there. So yay, party time. So you see here we have good friends. Yes, wonderful. Okay, and then yes. So this is just elementary, means we have not created more rooms there. Otherwise, we can do. There is another interesting application. It is called as Metaverse. So let me share this URL with you. Where is the chat? Here you can create your ID into it. And let me just give a demo to show it to you. You can register for it. And it's simple registration, means and then your avatar name. So let me see. I can log in. So this is another platform. And you see it will now create certain layers, means creating objects from different. It is loading the location. So this is my location. Into it. In this one. Oh, what happened? Let me close that one because oh, wow, somebody was creating a C mode. So now it is loading textures. It will take some time, and because now the memory of my system is being used. So it's a little bit okay. This is also free application. You can create. Okay, so now it is loading geometry. So the chat has been enabled, and this is me, my avatar, and here, yes, you can see. Where are you, Dr. Sarah? Can talk. Actually, I need to put my phone. So in this also, you can make your avatar go from places to places. And these are the options to change the customize your avatar, and then you can make them move. You can make it run, and can carry out the. You can share your location. There are certain tools available, and then yes. So let us see. I am being teleported. So it is loading the location. So I'm going to a new place now. So here I am with a friend. So we can talk. So you see, you can invite your students, your friends, your colleagues, and take them to a particular place which you have created from there. So this time, let us see where I'm going. And here, you see, you can walk. So here is our friend. Perhaps, wow, there are drinks for us to enjoy. And here is a screen which we can see what is IG, something is going on the television. So you can, now I was telling you that, so you see here it is full body animation. So here comes our friend, another avatar you see, yes, good. So this is how you are able to create your avatar and meet people online from there. So, okay, I think the time is up now, and let me, where is stop sharing? Yes. So over to you, Professor Kasim.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sharma, for valuable contribution. Now, I would like to ask for audience, are there any question about this presentation to Mr. Sharma?
Hello, Aras.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Hello, Ramesh. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Okay, Aras.
Yeah, we need a little for these applications, these tools to use. The internet bandwidth is one of the big issue. Means it won't be smooth on slow networks, and that's why people are expecting that in India also the initiatives are going on to put 5G in place already. In fact, in our metro cities, we have good. At present, I'm here and we have, I think, 5 other computers connected to our network with one OLED television. And still, you see, I was able to project my screen and work in Metaverse. So we have good bandwidth here.
Mr. Sharma, there is a question from Serpil Koshtar. Are there any open university campuses in these environments?
I hope that Anadolu University will be the first one. I just created that page, so but not others as of now. UK OU, they have done some initial work initially through IET. It's an institute of, but otherwise no other university at present. So that way.
Okay. Do you read Aras Bozkurt, contribution?
Yes, I wonder if Metaverse is a hype, as in the case of Second Life, or it is another chapter with new promises. I believe that at present, something like when the Second Life came, a lot of excitement was there, but then people didn't pay any attention. It went into oblivion. But the company revived. Similarly, the same fate happened with the Google Glass. It came and then disappeared, and the second installment came. So something like that. I believe that at present it is more of a hype because everybody, in fact, the new kind of designations they have come. If you see on LinkedIn, many people nowadays, they are Chief Metaverse Officer, CMO, and those kind of things, they are coming up. But I believe that if the good networks, they come up, then there will be few things like the kind of OTT, the over the top, the kind of content sharing that will become. It will be easy for the teachers, to share their knowledge, to interact with people, and particularly when it is more of internationalization of education, when we can't move, depending on that. In that case, then I believe that certainly there are promises. How those will be fulfilled, it depends a lot on the kind of technology. If the open hardware systems like Raspberry Pi and other things and open source softwares, at present there are very few, most of them, they are commercial, and it creates a challenge for those things. So that way, when things become more available, then definitely, to me, that it holds a good promise.
Okay, are there any question also? More question? Okay, Mr. Sharma, as my opinion, there is not, that suitable or considerable infrastructure or metaverse at the moment all over the world. Only there are some studying and some projects and so on. As I know, metaverse is an umbrella concept. Is built on 6 pillars, as you know. 5G or 6G communication system, Web 3.0, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and extended reality. These 6 pillars, we never see all of them, whole pillars. Reasonable, that 1 or 2 or 3 pillars. And mostly Web 3.0 applications and blockchain applications could be widespread in this area. What's your opinion about my contribution?
I agree that, but some of the things they will be, work is going on them. Like in various countries, the 5G is already there, and means they have started using. So that way it will be taken care of. The issue is with the kind of hardware which is needed for that, and like HMD, the good kind of devices, they are expensive at present. The educational, and if you use Google Cardboard, which is, but that will give you semi-immersive experience, so it won't. And in that case, it more becomes a game kind of a activity, not as real educational activity, because we are not able to achieve our goal to the fullest extent into it. I agree. But the kind of technology is progressing in that blockchain is implemented. Even various governments in India, many of the government of India projects, they are already supported using that, land records, the other kind of documentations, and the business houses, they are accepting it. So so decentralized technology, it is being implemented. So out of these pillars, the work on some of them is already underway. Some needs to be focused upon. So unless it is there, there will be imbalance. Until that imbalance is there, we won't be able to see good. And particularly at present, since it is a nascent area, new area, not much research has been done into it. So many of the people, they are just in a situation of wait and watch as well. Because to do research, we need the environment. For the environment, the finance becomes an issue.
Okay. Dear audience, are there any questions also? Okay, Mr. Sharma, thank you very much for your kind consideration. But I would like to remind Mark Zuckerberg's explanation also. This Zuckerberg's note that new platform will be more immersive, that people will not only look at it, but will be tangible internet in this experience. Also, he talked about Spark AR curriculum program. Also, as I know, Zuckerberg has connection with Coursera and edX. Okay, thank you very much for kind contribution. We hope that next time we will be with you face-to-face presentation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, my friends. It is always a pleasure to talk to all of you, and have a nice evening ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is certificate. It's so beautiful. Wonderful.
Thank you very much for audience, all the audience. Okay. Thank you. See you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.